Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome into another Union Arena market breakdown. Going to be diving into some recent sets that we've had, like Kaiju, Yu Hakusho, as well as Nikke, diving into some signatures and stuff like that, as well as some other sets that are sort of on the rise right now that you might want to keep your eye on, like Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Hunter x Hunter, and really just some older sets like SAO, as well as maybe other ones like One Punch Man too. And if you're unaware, we're going to be using TCGplayer.com for this, my favorite website to sort of get the market value on pretty much everything card game related, especially for Union Arena. Great place to pick up like singles as well as boxes at a really low price as well. Keep in mind, no matter where you're buying from online, you do risk the chance of buying like dead boxes, maybe somebody getting their case hits and then selling the already sealed boxes out of their case that guaranteed don't have like a 2-star, but there's also a chance that you're getting boxes just from a shop that hasn't been able to get rid of product. So a great place to pick up prices. I mean, nonetheless, $40 is a pretty solid price just to rip some packs. $30 if you're just trying to get into something like AOT. At the end of the day, ripping packs is a good time, right? We like to gamble, and you never know where you're gonna pull. So yeah, just wanted to mention that. But in general, love getting singles from this website for sure. So definitely recommend that. But yeah, starting it out with the base SRs here, essentially the best cards, the best decks on the market right now, essentially what determines these prices more or less, with a mix of like availability and stuff like that, of course. I would say for the most part recently, most of these cards have been going down in price. I would say like the Reno, one of the more newer ones that are up here in price for SRs. I would say Tanjiro's also been on the rise. He's definitely a standout. I'd say over the last like 6 months to a year since he released, you could definitely get him for as low as like $2 or so. So that card has definitely increased, as well as his alternate arts, the rare battles and stuff like that you can get. So Demon Slayer as a whole is definitely rising. But in general, you can get some of the best cards in the game for as low as like $5 a piece, essentially. I'd say it's pretty above average when they're going for like $10 or so for the base SRs. And again, I feel like with a lot of these, the alternate art availability does determine the price of these. For example, with Asuna's, you can really only get the like 2-star signature or 3-star signature alt art from the set, so there's not really a lot of like alternate art availability, whereas like the Tanjiro here literally has 2 or 3 alt arts from the base set, as well as the winner and rare battle alternate arts. So yeah, just wanted to mention that as well. Just keep that in mind. But yeah, in general, Union Arena still looking like a very, very affordable, cheap card game to get into, even if you are just trying to play with the best decks or your favorite decks. Some of the base SRs going for as low as 20 cents, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, definitely a very, very affordable card game. And again, I feel like some of these decks are not even like unplayable or bad at all. It's just there's so many different cards and so many other decks that people are playing. So yeah, very, very, very affordable at the moment. And then looking at the SRs from Yu Yu Hakusho and Kaiju 8 here, pretty crazy to see that they're very, very affordable, especially from sets that are fairly brand new still, even with rare battles, I guess coming to an end officially. But yeah, looking at the prices here, on average paying no more than about $5 an SR, but on average probably paying about $1 or less, which is pretty cool. And these decks are very playable, in my opinion, not bad at all. A lot of them too. I wouldn't say any of these are necessarily bad decks. Maybe the Jin and the Chu deck I wouldn't really like recommend. The Genkai deck, Green Kurama, if that even really being in a deck is really a thing. But like other than that, I'd say all these cards are pretty key pieces in pretty solid decks. So yeah, great time to hop into the game, build decks now for very cheap, especially since neither of these sets have any Volume 2s in Japan. Who knows if we end up getting them in 2026 at some point. These could definitely go up once those are announced, so keep that in mind. But yeah, Reno easily being the only standout, as you can see here, otherwise about $5 or so. And Taguro's a fantastic deck, same with Mina, so great prices for really good decks, especially if you guys are planning on playing Yu Yu or Kaiju 8 at any point. And then taking a look at the Nikke cards here, our first a collector's set, I guess you could say. I know a lot of people aren't necessarily buying these cards to play them, expecting to go to regionals with them or anything like that. But as you can see here, signatures, I would say on average, these are like the average prices we've seen for signature sale prices. 3-star on the higher end, but still we have more expensive ones selling right now, like Rukia and stuff like that, I'd say. And something interesting too, I wonder if these are like the most ripped boxes that we're ever going to see in Union Arena, which isn't surprising, leading to maybe like more listings like for 3 stars and 2 stars than we'll ever see before. So obviously that could lead to lower prices in general, essentially. But obviously these are really nice to see. If you're opening a box, opening a pack, and you end up pulling like a 2-star, not going to be upset when you see those prices, right? So definitely holding their value there. This is going to be a collector's set, and this is just after the release, so this is pretty much going to be the peak of the prices for a bit, I'd say. But maybe in the future, if Nikke ends up getting more hype or anything happening around the game or new stuff coming to the card game for Nikke, maybe these prices go up eventually. Boxes going for about $40, which is about average on TCGplayer. So honestly, if you're just trying to gamble and you're a Nikke fan, this is a great time to buy some boxes, hop in, rip some packs, you know, just get some cards in general, right? Odds of you pulling a 2-star is about 1 in 16 boxes. If you buy a case, you're guaranteed a 2-star. I think the 3-star people were saying were about 1 in every 2 to 3 cases. Obviously, we don't know 100%, but yeah, keep that in mind. So you know, if you're a Nikke fan and you want to rip some packs, $40 a box, I'd say that's pretty solid for the chance of getting, hopefully, characters you're a fan of, as well as some solid hits as well. Alternate arts going for about the average prices that you'd expect, on the higher end too, but also still averaging around like $8 or so. Union Arena has some great alt arts that you can pick up for really solid prices, so just keep that in mind. Another thing to point out, our first ever box topper promo cards. In all of the Union Arena boxes, if you don't know, you do get a box topper pack. Normally, the cards are pretty much just a hollow version of like an anime screenshot or something. As you can see here, though, it's a limited edition premium pack, and I believe 4 per case, I believe. 1 in every 4 boxes has a chance for an alternate art in the box topper promo. I was expecting them to go for a little higher price. This is one of the few, for example, here that would be an alternate art out of the pack here, out of the promo pack, but still only going for about like $9. Kind of expected those to go for maybe a little bit more because they're harder to pull, but maybe there's other chases that people are after. Again, I'm not sure who the most popular characters are or whatever, but you know, teach their own when you're ripping these. Like, I think Modernia might have been one. Like, I think it's these uncommon 1-stars. Still cool, right? That and hopefully we get them in the future, more box topper alt arts like that. More value to the box toppers. But yeah, all around, I'd say Nikke prices looking about average for our Union Arena prices. Here, do we have this tabbed up here? Yeah, as you can see, compared to other 3-stars and 2-stars, I mean, obviously there's lower cost 3-stars and plenty of other lower cost 2-stars, signatures and stuff, but definitely seen on, I'd say, Karu. This is the 3-star Eren Yeager, so that's obviously a bit cheaper than the 3-star. I don't know if people were expecting this to go for like the most we've ever seen for a 3-star or anything like that, because there's a lot of people chasing it, or a lot of people that would pay high premiums for it because it's a Nikke. But as you can see here, it's just about average for Union Arena. Who knows what the future holds, but if there's anything that this card game's showing us, it's that when there's hype around an anime, that's when the prices are really going to go up. So we'll see what happens with Nikke. It's a game. It's a mobile game, so who knows? Hype for that could definitely happen at some point, right? But yeah, with that, as you can see here, we do have, like I was saying, the Nikke boxes averaging at about $40 a box. Some on the lower end of $30 to $25 a box. When keep in mind, this is so understandable considering you have a chance of buying a box to obviously hopefully get like a signature, one of these like 2-stars, 3-stars or something. But you also have the chance to, here we'll hop to the other end of this spectrum here. Also, I should mention this too. If you're looking for any of your cards that you've pulled and you don't see them on here, they might be on the back end of this page just with no sales. Just wanted to mention that, if you happen to be using TCGplayer. But yeah, so you might be buying a box and you might end up getting a 50-cent, $2 alt art. You know what I mean? Whatever you end up valuing it at yourself. But TCGplayer values Connie at about $1 or this card at about 50 cents. So, and you have a chance of just getting 1 alternate art per box. Keep that in mind. It could be 2. Could be a signature. Who knows? You could get a hollow AP. There's the sky's the limit. But I mean, with all that said, like $25 for a box just to rip packs just for fun, even just to scratch the gambling itch, is pretty solid, right? And assuming you are getting it from like a store or something and you have a chance at a 2-star, that's really solid. But yeah, pretty low prices on booster boxes, and that is something to also keep in mind with prices increasing on older boxes. Like it looks like, where is it at? Yeah, it looks like Sword Art Online boxes and Demon Slayer boxes are pretty high right now. Demon Slayer boxes, we mentioned this last time, have been on a rise, and they've been selling too. People are buying them, so keep that in mind. If you have any animes in the future that you think might get some hype and you want to pick up boxes now, Hunter x Hunter somehow, maybe Volume 2. Maybe we finally get Chimera Antark in a Volume 3. Volume 1 boxes are going up slowly. Same with Black Clover and stuff like that. So wouldn't be surprised, for example, if Black Clover was, once the anime started airing, or if we got a new set for One Punch Man. If once that started getting officially announced, these start going up in price quite a bit, sort of like Demon Slayer. More stuff like Black Clover and Bleach than One Punch, considering the controversy around the animation for One Punch lately. I've been enjoying the season, but that's not the point of this. So I'm hoping we get a Volume 2 One Punch. I feel like there's no way we don't. And then, yeah, on that note, Demon Slayer prices are continuing to go up and up, obviously with the hype of the new set, as well as the, like, Infinity Castle movies that are currently airing. I think there's going to be, like, 2 more as well, so there's going to be a lot of hype around Demon Slayer for a little while. But, yeah, mostly, of course, Volume 2, and, yeah, I'm sure these prices are going to stay how they are for a while. Pretty cool to see these 2-stars actually going up in price a little bit, because these 2-star sets where they're non-signatures usually don't have a solid price. They were, as you can see with Zenitsu, usually averaging around $50, but going up in price now considering people are starting to buy them and want the card. Alt arts, base SRs are going up too, as we were showing with the Tanjiros. I know this alternate art's going up in price as well, so just everything is going up, right? Box prices, the winter Tanjiros from the rare battles I have tabbed as well. Even like the 2-star Tanjiros are going up in price as well, usually only selling for about $100, but now you can get for, well, according to TCGplayer, there's just one for $250. Pretty crazy. But yeah, pretty much all of these alt arts, if you looked at their prices beforehand, were going for pretty cheap. I remember back when they first dropped, they pretty much instantly dropped in price. But now with the value of them going up just because of hype and with the future sets, it's pretty cool to see. Obviously, still some of the base SRs going for a solid like $3 to $4, which is nice. But yeah, the alt arts, 2-stars, stuff like that. And then another anime I'm curious if we're going to see a jump in soon maybe is going to be JJK. Obviously, we have the new season airing in January, and maybe a month or 2 after that we get some sort of new premium set or maybe whole new volume announced for it. I don't think JJK is going to be our first ever Volume 3, but wouldn't be surprised if we get like a premium binder collection announced for this like in February or something like that because of like the new season. So Granted the Jujutsu Kaisen booster boxes are still averaging with the prices they are, and I'd say the 2-stars haven't really moved at all. Yeah, maybe with some binder collection and future sets these go up. I know with the Yuji getting his unbanned recently, he instantly shot up in price, and we'll see if this holds. I'm curious if he's still going to have the value people think he has. I mean, he's a great card. It's a great card to filter and cycle with, but that might go down sooner than later. But yeah, on average, pretty affordable prices in the Jujutsu Kaisen cards for sure. And there's some pretty solid alt arts to pick up too. I want to get some of these Sukudas finally. And then, yeah, with that, Bleach Volume 1 boxes are on the rise, averaging about $80 a box right now, $70 to $80. Looks like they might be on a bit of a decline, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do get Bleach announced as our first ever Volume 3 sometime in 2026, and then this being the next, like, sort of Demon Slayer effect that we see, where booster boxes, and this is a set with signatures, so these start to go up in price. I'm surprised. I'm glad Toshiro's getting some love, because, man, I almost picked up one of these. I'm not enough of a Bleach fan, but I really like Toshiro as a card and a character. But it looks like this card's slowly getting some love finally. It's super clean signatures, and once again, just wouldn't be surprised if once Bleach hype starts happening, maybe our first ever Volume 3 for Bleach gets announced. There's just insane jumps in prices on this set. Wouldn't be surprised at all. But yeah, in general, if there's any jump in prices drastically recently, it's going to be like the green cards, since that premium collection came out and you're able to get those cards buffed into green, making the other green cards more valuable, obviously. But in general, some pretty low prices. This Ichigo really going down in price, which is crazy. Granted, you know, there's other top tier cards in Bleach. I don't think purple Bleach is unplayable by any means. But yeah, green cards going up, all the other ones pretty much averaging the same price. Base SRs, very affordable to hop into for very top tier decks, I'd say. Again, just keep in mind there's the new premium binder collection for Bleach. Do we have that here? Yeah, they've got the binder collection in its own section here, and as you can see, people are selling the cards at quite the price for singles, man. That's wild, dude. You could literally get one of every single one of these total for $25 when they were first dropping. And I don't think there was like I didn't buy them. I regret not buying it just to have them, at least for green, because I wanted to play green, but I'm not picking up these singles now for these prices. But with that said, yeah, I don't think, let me know down in the comments, was there like a Was there like a, what do you call it, like a small window? Was there like a sold out point? Like, I'm pretty sure people were able to pre-order these for days on end afterwards. Like, there was no rush, you know? So, man, yeah. Premium binder collections. The next time we get one of these, definitely want to make sure you guys pick them up for sure. There's going to be some value in them. Hopefully, we keep the scalpers out of Union Arena and these go to the people that actually want them, but... yeah, and again, I wouldn't be surprised if JJK is the next one to get one of these. I would not be surprised at all. JJK or Demon Slayer for sure. Maybe One Punch Man. Those are the three right now I'm going to throw out. But yeah, pretty stupid prices, I'm not going to lie. And green's really good. Like, these are some great buffs to the deck. And then, yeah, lastly, we have got our promo cards, basically our rare battle cards, but we also have sales on the regional cards here. Looks like somebody purchased a Roppy on 11/23 for $750. Crazy. So again, take these with a grain of salt because this is just one sale on TCGplayer, but these Union Arena Championship cards, which I definitely think would go up in value once the regionals is over and there's not a chance to still win them, of course, and they're not in circulation, etc. And I mean, I think Roppy will be like one of the most quantities out there. I don't know. What's really interesting about these championship cards is people get the choice in when you're not the winner. You get like from 2nd to 8th, you get to pick one of the championship cards. So there's definitely going to be, once nationals is over and all that, there's going to be this like certain group of characters of championship cards that are very few available because barely anyone picked them. There's got to be at least one of each, I hope, right? At least. But with that, well, of course there's going to be, because the winners get the full set, one of every single one. But yeah, so that's pretty interesting. Union Arena Championship cards. I think at least a 1,200 plus tag on them is what I would hope to see them selling at, because these are some exclusive cards. This is like peak of exclusive, right? Selling for less than the 3-star signatures is kind of crazy. But yeah, so again, take that sale with a grain of salt, but it is there. Winter Tanjiro's continuing to just stay high in price with, again, lots of recent sales, which is pretty crazy. People are buying these, again, according to TCGplayer. Pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy. And then again, the Winter Tanjiro just plays into the value of the base Tanjiro rare battle card, which plays into the value of the other Tanjiros of the same card here. And then once Volume 2 officially drops and people are actually like are more than ever invested in building these decks, I'm curious to see where these prices will land. Right? That'll be, I imagine that'll be like where it really, really peaks. Who knows though? As the card game goes on, as long as we can keep this game alive and keep the hype around it, and these older sets get support at some point in time, it can only at that point in time continue to increase the prices, right? Assuming Bandai's not going to be reprinting these cards, especially with these rare battle cards, these promo cards here that you can only ever get at events by winning and placing, etc. And there's only ever going to be a certain amount in circulation. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting future for this card game to see where these prices go. But yeah, on top of that, the other winners honestly averaging pretty solid prices here. Really cool to see. Rukia being one of the more expensive non-winner cards here, along with Tanjiro. And again, Rukia, I love these cards here, like Rukia, or I don't know, Saitama's one as well, Yusuke, where the alternate art that they pick for this rare battle card is different than the base SR, right? Like for a lot of these, Kirito, Yuji, Tanjiro, if you go to the base SR that these are, you know, alternate arts of, you'll see that the art's the same. But if you look at Rukia, Saitama, Sukuna, Kaiju, Yusuke, they're different arts than the base SRs. I really, really love when they do that. And it's the 3-star art as well, if that means anything to you guys. So, I don't know, really, really cool. If there's any rare battle cards that are eventually going to stand out more than others, I feel like it's going to be those, right? But yeah, in general, yeah, the rare battle cards definitely holding pretty solid values. Again, they're going to be exclusive for a while, so, and they're only ever going to be harder to get, I imagine. So some of the cheaper ones, you can get a playset of Eren Jaegers for $20 right now. Pretty crazy, and honestly, not a bad high roll deck to have fun with, especially if you're an Attack on Titan fan. I might grab my playset at this point. Same with Gon, some of the cheapest ones. Lelouch, again, I'm assuming they're like the least played and like the worst decks. I say that because I don't know about Lelouch too much, or really, I guess Gon. No one's really playing Gon and Friends, huh? But he would be like one of the prime units, one of the prime characters for it for sure. Yeah, anyways, if you're trying to get some really clean alts as well, $4 for a Hisoka, just to have one of them too is not gonna burn a hole in your pocket either, and you won't regret it because they are clean. I do like the rare battle cards. But yeah, promo cards, honestly, on average, going for pretty cheap prices. Oh, wow, you can even get, like, the Bandai One Punch cards for $1.50 now. I remember these, I'm pretty sure these used to sell for at least more than $1.50. Yeah, $5 an AP, so pretty cool. You can get some really cool exclusive arts and APs and stuff like that you'll really never be able to get again at some point. Ooh, if this is a holo, this is probably a pretty cool pickup, assuming it's exclusive, which I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, like, the only way to get these is through these events, and they tell you, too. Bandai Card Fest 23, 24. But yeah, who knows what the future holds for cards like these where you'll never be able to get them again, so now might be the time to pick them up for how cheap they are, you know? And then yeah, to end it off here, just looking at the alternate arts from 3 stars to just base 1-star alt arts. Again, you're going to see the pretty solid average prices for these. I don't know, Xenon going up in price, pretty interesting. People trying to get $500 for it. I'm guessing because of Volume 2 around the corner. I don't know. Very, very, very interesting, which makes sense, I guess, right? Because Xenon's going to be getting support. The Kirito and Asuna still averaging about the most expensive as, like, the duo from the set for the 3 stars. Yusuke, one of the newest ones, and the only signature from Yu Yu Hakusho, averaging about $450. A lot on the market right now. Sales for as low as $385. Pretty crazy. So, Asta going up in price? What's up with this? Someone just posting their Asta for $1,000. Pretty crazy. Showing for about, why is it going up? That's really interesting. For 500. Again, you can only say so much with that many sales, right? So few on the market. And again, in the next year or 2 of this card game, with less of these available on the market or more, or higher interest or lower interest in the card game, who knows where the prices on these go. The Tanjiro's out of stock right now. I guess people are picking these up too, because again, the people are like, well, shit, if the rare battle's going for that much, I'm just going to pick up the 3-star, I guess, for a $300 difference. And then something that kind of surprised me, a lot of the signatures from Kaiju are really not selling for too much. A lot of them dropping towards $100 or even less. Actually, pretty crazy. A lot of signatures in general in Union Arena are really starting to drop below $100, which I swear was not the case for a while. At least, well, okay, never mind. So Gon is still holding like his $100 tag. He's not going to drop below that. Again, the signatures are definitely going to vary in prices. I feel like Saitama really dropping in price. Oh my gosh. This card, man, yeah. Was not a $70 card when I bought it. That's crazy. But yeah, all around, average prices that you'd expect, more or less, is what I'd say. The Kafka going for $50, that's pretty crazy. And then again, like these 2 stars, on TCGplayer, I'm so curious if they're gonna ever go up in price. These Yujis and these Sukunas and stuff. I'm very, very curious, dude. Very, very curious, because like they're not bad cards, right? And they're really clean in my opinion too. So maybe if Volume 3s come out and they make those cards get more support, boom, they instantly go up. Because that's great. If you're not aware, the Yuji that we just pointed out, or like the Sukuna right here, these are case hits. You've got to open up. These are 1 in 16 box hits. So $40 for that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, playability plus non-signatures, right? That's kind of what happens with those. Pretty wild. But yeah, with that, guys, that is pretty much what we've got in the market right now. I'd say all around, things are looking pretty affordable at the moment. If you're trying to pick up alt arts, if you're trying to just get your play sets of cards, unless you're diving into Demon Slayer, right? Unless you're diving into a very select few that are about to get buffs, Demon Slayer, SAO. Yeah, you've got this is a great time to pick up some play sets and build some decks. On top of that, keep in mind what might be going up in prices during 2026 and try to get stuff while it's cheap. Like, I would definitely say One Punch Man stuff now's a good time to buy it. There's no way we don't get a Volume 2 for One Punch Man, right? From Season 3. Hell, take the bad screenshots, right? The worst screenshots, turn them into cards. Just what do you own it, right? Just own it. make what you can out of it. But I could easily see One Punch going up at that point. JJK Premium Binder Collection at some point getting announced, and then those colors for those decks bumping up in price from then. So yeah, just keep that in mind maybe. What is going to be hype in 2026, especially that you have interest in, obviously, that you know you're going to want to play. Pick it up now while it's cheap before it jumps, because it's looking like it's a little too late for SAO and for Demon Slayer, at least for alternate arts. You can still get the playsets pretty cheap. for like the base SRs and stuff, which is nice. But yeah, with that, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys would like to see in these market breakdowns in the future next time, if there's anything that I didn't mention or I haven't mentioned before. Would definitely love to splash in new things, obviously. Once again, shout out to TCGplayer, great place to pick up singles. And if you guys do buy boxes off here, let me know what your experience is, if you have pulled any crazy 2 stars, 3 stars off of the $40 boxes, you know, because I don't believe every single person on here is selling dead boxes, right? But obviously, no matter where you go online, I feel like it is something to keep in mind. It is always a possibility. You never know. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.